May we have the non-sporting group in the ring, please?
Originally, the AKC divided dogs into only two categories, sporting and non-sporting. And eventually, the hounds and the terriers split off from the sporting. The toys and the working split off from the non-sporting. So everything that was left over really was in the non-sporting, which is why we have such a great variety of sizes and shapes and hair, and function, and history in that group.
So it doesn't mean that these dogs are poor losers, that they cheated cards.
That's right. Well, there's a lot of, there's a number of dogs in here who really are sporting dogs. I mean, we've always said that probably the standard poodle ought to be a sporting dog because they're a water retrieving dog. As you see right there.
Ready?
French bulldogs. Tibetan spaniels on its perch overlooking, but there's a poodle doing water retrieval, a Dalmatian running alongside the horse, simulating its coaching history. So there's
great
some sporting
dogs
in there. That's right. This is a fun group. There's a little bit of everything in there. There's Everett Dean, our group judge from Richmond, Virginia. Judge Best in Show here in 2002. Put up the miniature poodle Spice Girl. Mr. Dean's judged here at Westminster 10 different times. Looking here at the Lhasa, the French Bulldog.
The American Eskimo dog, descended from the German Spitz, presents a picture of strength, alertness, and beauty. Bred to be watchdogs, they live to please and protect their family. This was an intelligent breed that delights in learning, as evidenced by their success in obedience and agility. This is American Eskimo dog, number 9.
Here's the Inuk. Why not have an Eskimo name? Inuk.
If you want to own a dog like this, should you live in a cold place, just to be fair to the dog?
Well, that coat's insulation goes both ways, really. Heat or cold. Actually, one of 5 Spitz breeds in the non-sporting group. You'll see them all later. Very athletic dog. They do great things in obedience and agility. Smart. They can be white like this. Maybe a little bit of cream in there. Double coat. Keeps it cool in the summer. Warm in the winter. You have to have a wedge head.
The Bichon Frise originated in the Mediterranean area, ultimately arriving in France. The Bichon came to the United States in the 1950s and achieved AKC recognition in 1973. This highly spirited little fellow has also achieved recognition in obedience agility competition, while maintaining his reputation as a wonderful companion dog. This is Bichon Frise, number 19.
He saw how well that twirl worked for the palm, and now he's going to take it on himself. Here's Drummer, the Bichon Frise. Scott Summer handling. Seal Ruggles is one of 4 co-owners of this dog. Scott and Seal have combined to win 2 Best in Shows here with Stump, the Sussex, and with JR, the Bichon.
I was lucky enough to have a Bichon for about 17 years, and I did not recognize obedience or agility in the dog, but it was a wonderful companion.
That's great. Well, maybe this is the start of a legend, because Drummer was born on Christmas Eve in Wisconsin in a log cabin on a snowy night.
The Boston Terrier did indeed originate in the Boston area and was recognized by the AKC in 1893 as the first American-bred dog. He is a lively, well-balanced dog whose movement conveys strength and determination. The Boston's alert expression, lovable disposition, characteristic square head, and graphic markings give his breed style and the well-earned nickname, the American Gentleman. This is Boston Terrier number 16.
Well, of course, the Boston Terrier, the very first breed to be recognized by the AKC as an American made-in-the-USA breed. They're smart dogs. I love Bostons. They've been number 1 and number 2 in AKC registrations for about 30 years, from 1910 to 1940, and they're still a top 20 dog.
Right around, please.
Beautiful look. You can see the American Gentleman because of that tuxedo sort of look to its coat color. Great eyes.
The bulldog got its name from the ancient and brutal spectacle of bull baiting. The bulldog's traits of courage and tenacity have made him a symbol of determination. Despite his tough guy good looks, he is fun-loving and extremely affectionate. This is Bulldog number 10.
Here's Bricks. Jay Syrian, Seattle, Washington, handling. 2.5-year-old male. I'll guarantee you this crowd is going to love this dog. Always love the bulldog.
Down and back, please.
You're going to see the dog move with a roll. Easily predicted.
That's a good call.
Yeah, actually have a very detailed judging scale. Not very many breeds do, but they give 39 points for the head. Must have a sour expression, which really is kind of misleading. They really are the gentlest, most wonderful dogs you'd ever want to be around.
What around?
Had 2 bulldogs go best in show here at Westminster. See if that can happen again tonight.
The Chinese Shar-Pei probably dates to the Han Dynasty, about 200 BC. The name literally is translated as sand skin or sandpaper-like coat. Originally a multi-purpose farm dog, the breed has made a remarkable comeback from near extinction in the 1960s. This is Chinese Shar-Pei, number 15.
Here's Jane from Columbus, Ohio, handled by Clint Livingston.
Down and back, please.
It's the number 1 Chinese Shar-Pei in the country.
Why would it be nearly extinct, a dog like this?
Well, consider its heritage from China. You know, dogs were not really thought of too highly in China for so many years. But it was, we had to get them out of China to help bring them back. Although the people in China are trying to change that. I was in China a year ago on a judging assignment and participated in a conference that talked about bringing dogs into their culture more prominently. So they're to be applauded for that. People with the National General Club in China.
Right around, please.
Here's Jane. You can see those wrinkles. Jane was actually the model for a cake baking contest that I was a judge of on the Food Network a couple of nights ago. They were supposed to make a Shar-Pei.
A Chow Chow is one of the oldest recognizable dogs discovered in China more than 2,000 years ago. Originally used for hunting, herding, and protection, today is primarily a companion animal with a possessive nature that endures him to his family. The Chow Chow has a blue-black tongue and a stilted gait, and is either smooth or a rough double coat. This is Chow Chow, number 12.
This is Maddox. Maddox belongs to Karen Tracy, and Karen had a horrible tragedy at her kennel, a fire and explosion in her kennel. Tracy, fortunately, was out of town in Tennessee, but 13 chows died in the fire. So Maddox here is carrying on in memory of all those dogs. Maddox. Jan Kolnick handling. The dog is from Lehighton, Pennsylvania. See these chows. It's not just all fluff, even though that coat looks like a lot of fluff. Pretty powerful dogs. They can be up to 75 pounds under all that coat. A lot of different colors. Supposed to have that blue-black tongue. You can see it there.
Throughout its history, the Dalmatian has performed many functions, with one constant being his loyalty to people. His natural affinity to horses and his distinctive spots led him to an early role as a coach dog, friend of roving nomads, and later a companion to the horse-drawn fire wagon. Today's Dalmatian is a popular and devoted family dog, clean by nature and pleasant to live with. This is Dalmatian number 11.
Here's Michael Scott handling Ian. Dalmatians are born white. These spots come out when their eyes start to open at a couple of weeks old, 10 days to 2 weeks old. The colors are supposed to be consistent. The more round and more distinct, the better they are. And they actually assign 25 points for color in their standard. This is a dog you can make a good case for being a sporting breed. Great athletic dog. Best known as the firehouse dog, of course, and the coach dog.
Hello.
The Finnish Spitz is the national dog of Finland. With its glorious red-gold coat, bold carriage, and brisk movement, the Finnish Spitz presents a fox-like picture. While cautious with strangers, this medium-sized, highly intelligent breed is well-suited for families with children. This lively dog is wash and wear, requiring minimal grooming. This is Finnish Spitz, number 8.
The national dog of Finland. You should look at that dog and see a red fox. I have an emphasis on barking with this breed. They're supposed to be a barking, pointing dog.
I'm always surprised that there isn't more barking going on at these competitions.
Well, you know, these dogs are used to that, coming to dog shows and being in crowds of dogs and people. But in keeping with that story, this dog's name is Barkley. Loves Cheetos. That's why it's so orange, I suppose. From Wolford.
Sharing a common ancestor with the modern bulldog, the smaller French bulldog originated in the 1800s as a companion for English lace makers. Exported to France, they soon became very popular in Paris. In 1897, the French Bulldog Club of America was formed, the first club in the world dedicated to these funny little clowns. This is French Bulldog, number 35.
This is Bully. A Frenchie actually won this group last year. Wood Warnall handling Bully. Santa Barbara, California. I'd say that Bully will attack any household cleaning tool, like vacuums and feather dusters in particular. Supposed to have these bat ears and be flat between those ears. Flat skull. With short face, with foreface, most French Bulldog people will tell you their dogs do make some noises. See a lot of those non-sporting leftover dogs, leftover breeds. See the Kazan up there? The Lhasa, he takes one more look down the line. There's the Lhasa. Great face. The Kazan. The Lochin. Mr. Dean working his way down the line. The Lochin from the front.